Link building, SEO services, link building SEO services for 2022 into 2023. That's exactly what we're going to discuss today is link building SEO services. It looks like we are live. So, in any case, hey there, I am Chris Palmer, and in today's video, what I'd like to share with you is link building SEO services, but more importantly, a behind the scenes of link building SEO services. Now, we all know that there's a magnitude of different types of links, everything from your Web 2.0s, your comments, your profiles, your guest posts, your image links. I mean, there is a wide range of different links, edus and .govs. I mean, there's tons. It's absolutely insane. Citations and press releases and whoo, there's a lot. Reciprocal, all kinds, right? But with that being said, at the end of the day, we have one goal. And one of the fastest ways in order to rank inside of Google is doing something called getting into the link graph. Now, in today's video, what this is for is this is a live training for my new virtual assistant. I'm going to walk them through, and you, how we build links for our clients in order to get into the link graph. I'm going to give you a step-by-step process. Eli, this is for you, brother. I'm going to walk you through the process. We have a client. We want to get into the link graph. Okay? We've done some of this already, but we need to keep doing this because we want to, it's a very labor-intensive job. No one wants to do it, but it's one of the most effective ways in 2022 to semantically start ranking. We need to acquire the links that our competitors have. Yes, we can get other high-powered links and other types of links, but one of the quickest ways to get a competitive advantage is build the links that Google's already rewarding. Manual link building. So with that being said, we need to enter the link graph, and that's exactly what we're going to do in today's link building SEO services video, because we offer this manual link building. That's what we're going to do. We want to acquire the links that our competitors have and enter the link graph. For anyone out there that's watching, if you have no idea what the link graph is, Search Engine Journal did an article January 30th of 2022. It's a 10-minute read. It covers this, but this opening line says it all. Link graphs, right? A link graph, more importantly, too, a way to conceptualize it is Majestic has a link graph. It's a way to visualize the connections. But let's just read this because it sums it all up. Link graphs are important to know about for SEO because they're a fundamental part of how Google understands and ranks websites. If we have a ranking website, we have the content. The piece that we need is if Google's rewarding this website, we want to get into the link graph. We want to also get the links that they have regardless of the link. We need to get in the link graph. Okay? If the winners have it for a particular keyword, we want it. We are not Google. We don't know which ones carry the most weight. We can make a guess and say, oh, that website builder doesn't do anything. I'm not Google. How am I supposed to know, right? In any case, I mean, we can use third-party tools to come up with our best understanding of, oh, that's a DR60, or that's a DA40, or that's a Trust Flow 50, right? We can make our best guesses, but we're still at the end of the day not Google. We want to enter the link graph. So now the training's going to start. Eli, this is for you, bro. What we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how we're going to get the clients into the link graph. So you already have access to our SEMrush account, the agency SEMrush account. I've walked you through SEMrush so you understand how that works. So you completely understand how SEMrush works, right? So no matter what, when we start getting new clients other than the private clients that I've already introduced you to, when we start taking in other orders, what we're going to ask for is we're going to ask for a minimum of 5 competitors, but we really want 10. So 5 to 10 competitors at the top for the primary keywords that they're trying to rank for. So it's 5 competitors per keyword, okay? So if they say, oh, I want to rank for this keyword, I want to rank for this keyword, I want to rank for this keyword, the objective is go and figure out, well, what's Google rewarding as far as the top competitors? We're then going to analyze and pull in their backlink profiles, and then we're going to start and begin our process. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. You have a competitor, okay? For the example, what we're going to do here is you have a primary keyword, so it's going to be like Don Joy, for example, cold therapy, okay? So Don Joy cold therapy, we can see here that we have this one and this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do another search here quick. Give me 1 second. We're going to search for cold therapy. Probably spelled that wrong. I did. Now what? Cold therapy. Okay. And Bragg cold therapy. Now, of course, they're going to generally ask us or give us the competitors. We want to know who are the top competitors for the particular terms that they're after. Okay. What we're going to start with are these 4 here. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it to the root. Okay. Cutting it to the root is just the website, you know, .com or .net or .org or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to trim these down to the root. Okay. Because these are internal pages. We're not overly obsessed with the internal pages at this point. We want to get a clear idea. Okay, so these are some of the winners across the board. All right, so what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and start with this. So what we need to do is we have my cold therapy, and here's what I'm going to want you to do. So you're going to trim it to the root. We're going to get the entire website. You're going to copy the website. Now, again, we want them to do the homework because we're only going to build off of the export that they have. So whatever they submit us, that's what we're going to build off of. It's going to be an additive, like how I've been doing it with the other clients like you've met, is like if we have to do the research, I mean, that there's an association of cost with that for the link building SEO service, right? So it's going to be a lot better. They know the space. They know what's best for them. They know who their competition is, right? So when they give us the list, we want to make sure we trim down to the root. And then the next step is we need to go inside of SEMrush is what we're going to utilize primarily. We could get second opinions too from Majestic, but we're going to stick with SEMrush and Majestic. SEMrush has a pretty good database. So we're going to go ahead and utilize this. So this particular website has 2,500 backlinks. Now, generally what we're going to look at is the referring domains, but for this, what we want to do here is we want to take a look at the backlinks because we want to see where they're placed, how far back they are. And here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and do our backlinks just like this. Okay. Now, we don't care. Regardless if it's a follow or a no follow, we want both types. Okay. This is essential. It doesn't matter. A follow or a no follow is a directive from the webmaster. Google doesn't care. Google's job is to spider backlinks. So regardless of the directive of the webmaster, Google does not honor a directive from a webmaster. They don't care what you say. They're Google, right? They do whatever they want. So then that's, since we know that, we're going for them all. We want to hit them all, but we want to make sure we have what's active, okay? Because we don't want to start doing work and then start running into things. Now, what we're going to do, though, is there needs to be a sort order of some sort. So what we're looking for, really, at the end of the day, is really anything that has an authority score of at least a 5, okay? So AS5, okay? So we want to get at least a 5 or more. Like if it's lower than that, we really don't want anything to do with it. Okay, so we want to make sure it's active, all backlinks, all. Okay, and then what we're going to start looking for here is we can take a look at this. sometimes too, it depends on the type of site. Now for USA, primarily, you know, like the way that they're crawling, in the United States, you get a lot of credit for any type of link, right? Because this is a very diverse country. Now, what I've noticed though, for a lot of, I have clients in Canada, I have clients in the UK, you know, what I've noticed is, yeah, you could still build pretty much anything. However, when you're dealing with other countries, it does seem to be a little bit more impactful. Like if I'm building for the UK, I want UK. Yes, I could build American links, and yes, they still have value, but there's something about the way the crawlers are. There's something with the algorithm in foreign countries as opposed to the United States. It's the calculation is different. There's more weight on country specific in other countries. Okay, maybe not the UK so much, but like when you start looking at a lot of other ones, and we'll cover that later. I don't want to get too far off track here. I just want to walk you through what we're looking for. So what we want to do here is, let's just take a look at these real fast. I want to see if there's anything else I could add inside of here before we do this. So I think that's pretty much it. We're going to go for active. We're looking for everything that's active. We're going to go in here site by site. And then all we're going to do here is, if we take a look here, these are all ones. So this is quite remarkable. So what we want to do here is we're going to go to active. So we have our links here. So what we need to do though is we want to exclude type anchor IP exactly, enter domain. Okay, so it's not going to let me do that. So you're going to have to filter that out later. Any dupes, I don't want, when it gives me an export, I don't want, like, as you can see here, there's going to be a massive amount of links here. I don't necessarily want every single one. Let me just come over to here quick. We're going to go into referring domains. Give me 1 second. We'll go in here to active. We'll sort by authority score. Anything 10 to 100. Apply. Yeah, I'd like to know right where the page is, but that's fine. I think that's going to be a lot better as you go in. I know what I'm looking for, but I want it to be easy, because let's go into the next step and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I want it to be easy. Like, yeah, I understand, but here, let's do it this way. What we're going to do is we're going to have the exact page, because we want to see the type of placement. Like, after you do this a lot of times, what you're going to start noticing is, like, you could tell the difference between a paid link and a real link, or one that was free that they went and placed. Like, you start to see you'll start to realize, like, oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, you know. So what we're going to do here is this, and then I want to show you the next step. So let's just go ahead and take this. It looks like it's only giving me similars here, or one at a time. So what I like is I like to utilize Excel. So we're going to go ahead and export this to Excel, or in this case, it's going to be sheets. So what we're going to do is just pop open a sheet. Okay. So let's just come inside of here. We'll bring this in. Oh, that's my mistake, sorry. I gotta bring it over to the drive. Bring this into here. All right. So what we did there is, and I'll go through it one more time before we get off. Okay, it's giving me a lot of the details. I really like that. So we have the authority score. This is essential. We really don't want anything less than a 10, to be honest with you. Like, there has to be something there. Like, there needs to be some type of barometer. Now, if we're paying for a link, we don't want anything that's less than like a 30 or a 40 or better. But in this case, since what we're trying to do is enter the link graph, we want to get associated with the top performing websites. Like, we don't care what it is. As long as it's not complete garbage or spammed out or something really like, and here's what I mean. See how when you're coming down this, See how this has 1,400 external links? The equity of that backlink is so low. So low. Like, when we're starting to do the manual, like, yeah, I guarantee if we go to that website there, I guarantee that's a slam dunk. We'll get that link. That's going to be easy. But that's not going to help the client, right? At the end of the day, they're not coming to buy a service. They're buying a result, okay? So, like, yeah, we could place it and get paid on it, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to make sure that you do is we want to go and get the bangers, because there's two things that we have to do here. We're going to go in and we're going to make sure that we're going for the low external link types that, yeah, we could go grab them and get into the link graph, right? And we'll get, we'll be compensated per link, and that's understandable, and that's fair, because this is not a short task. This is not an easy task. It's a very time-consuming task. It takes forever. I've made videos. I made a whole training. I used to do this all day, every day. It was like my main job. It was one of my jobs. Like, literally, I built like 800 links, and it took me 6 hours, bro. 6 hours of just like boom, 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 boom. It was nuts. Completely, like, I was toast at the end of the day. I was like, ugh, tired. Sorry, I get far off. I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I want to give you all the information. I want to give you the details, and I'll bang out the training too. This makes a good video, I hope. I hope that anyone that's seeing this is enjoying this. I hope that you're learning, but at the end of the day here, if every time there's an external link placed onto a website, or more notably, even a page, if this page has 1,400 links on it, we can almost guarantee that we're going to go and get that. But this goes the same. See this one that has 8 on it? The probability of us being able to get that link are low. So what we want to do is we want to get something that has less than like 50 or 100, because that means that we're going to be able to place that link quite easily, okay? But also, there's a secondary thing going on here, all right? And I'll share with you in some of the next steps, because what we'll do is all the ones that have less than 100 outbound links on it, if we could go build it, we're going to build it. But what's left of that list, as you're going through, you're going to be able to pick out, okay, these are the low-hanging fruits to get into the link graph. All the other sites, what we have to do is we have to make a list, and we're going to run them through a tool in order to go in there and grab all the emails. And then what I'll do is I'll have you send out a blast, and we'll start negotiations from there, okay? But step 1 is go grab all the low-hanging fruits. Step 2 is then we'll do automated outreach, okay? Which is semi-automated, because we don't want to send out too many emails, because they have to be semi-personable, because there needs to be a negotiation, all right? The first one can be automated because we're just looking for a response. Once we have the response, then what we're looking for is we're looking for what is called a link insert, because I don't want to pay for a fresh new post where they have to write content. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is next to the link that's already there. Definitely, if I could get on the same exact page as the competitor, that's like, mwah, perfect. Especially if it's only like 20 bucks. But in any case, too far off. I'll go through this entire piece. So we're looking at this right here. This row right here is the actual link. We can see that this one has 47, and the job literally, like we talked about before, is quite simple. What you're going to do is you're going to click on this one here. You can see that these are the same thing. You're going to come over to the site, Control V. Okay. And then what we're looking for is we want to know how are they placing these links. So for this particular one, it's going to be pretty easy. It's a search, and they're actually indexing it. All right, and this guy and I have been working together for a little bit. I already talked to him. It's okay to share him. Cold therapy machine. Here we are here. And what we want to do is these types. Now, when you're doing this type of link building, we don't necessarily want to build it into the homepage. Now, if you hit something that's really authoritative, build it into the homepage as long as the competition has it and the overall toxicity score or spam score isn't relatively high. Because 99.9% of the time, you don't want to jeopardize. Well, when the clients come through, it's up to them. But for us and our clients, build it to internal pages. Unless it looks super clean and it's super authoritative, then you could build it to the homepage as long as the competition has it. But if it looks spammed out, like, no. Like, build it to an inner page, but we still want it. We're still going to grab that link. Like, I'm not going to. Like, do I think that Google's using toxicity score or spam score to measure a link? No, I don't. But I'm sure that there's something there, and I don't want to risk it. However, I still want that link because the competitor has it and they're being rewarded for it, right? Because I don't know what Google's looking at. You see? So that's that happy medium of what we're trying to hit here, okay? So if it looks a little bit, build it to an inner page, most notably not a high converting or like something that's ultra, like, dude, if it's a high profit margin page and we can't risk it and it's about to be Black Friday, we don't want to go building links to that page. You see what I'm saying? I'm just using that as a hypothetical. And I'll go back through this entire piece. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. And then what we'll do is we'll come into this site. Okay. I forget where it is. Oh, it's this one. And what you're going to do is just place that link in there and then hit the button. Okay. Now, it looks like to me that when you do that, I don't know if it goes to the bottom or what. So this is where some of the time comes into place. Like, every site will be different, and you have to kind of take a look at the site and see, like, what's going on. Okay, so is it... I need to figure out, what are they doing here? Translate to English. Shopify collection, operational tutorial. Shopify registration. Okay, English. Okay, I see. Click to get a 14-day trial, registration. Okay, so this one, they want you to do something. Now, depending upon the authority of this, I might do it. But this is an authority 3. So am I going to go sign up and download their crap? No, sir, I'm not. You know what I mean? Now, on this up here, get coupons. Like, I'll show you this one. We're going to go into this one. Like, am I going to go through all that trouble to get an authority 3? No. With Chinese text on it? No. But I'm just walking through. Like, these are some of the things that you're going to run into. It has to be fast. You have to make the decision fast. It's like, okay, where do I get the link? Okay, where's his link at? Okay, what's it look like? Do I have to make an account? Do I have to log into something? Do I have to build something? Do I have to go somewhere? Do I have to email somebody? You know what I mean? You're just trying to get in there and figure out, okay, well, where's the link placed at? Okay, so it's in this list. It's going to be a featured coupon. Okay, so where do I get that from? Right? So what I like to do is generally I like to see if it's there. If it is, then I'm like, okay, well, how'd they get in there? What are they doing in order to create this? Are they doing a search? Right? Is it a search and then it's getting indexed? Like, what's happening here? View more coupons? Do I have to submit? Like, what do I need to do in order to get a backlink? We'll go in here to the blogs. I'm just going to take a look. Oh, there's a blog. Can I write a comment? Right? Like, what is it that I have to do in order to get a backlink? Now, something like this, I could see that... Dude, I used to build these sites, these types of sites. I used to have the button because I realized, oh, people are they'll give us free content, and as long as we post their stuff, and they'll give us 5% or 6% or 10% or 20%, depending on what it is. You know, usually like 5 or 2. I would take whatever. I'm not greedy. I never really cared, but that's me. Not everybody's like that. So we're just literally looking for, can I create an account? Can I place something? This looks like it's actually manually curated. Search for anything at here. So what we can do is we can literally put this inside of here. And then I'm assuming that like, I don't know if it's generating that or what. I assume not, but you never know. Sometimes just by searching something, it'll show up on like recent searches, and some sites will index that. It's like it's like something to do with their parsing or something. But sometimes just doing something like that, like it'll show up, like you'll look like a week later and be like, wait, that link placed. It's really weird. So I know it's not too much fun here, and I'm moving slow and I'm talking because I'm trying to explain, but this process here of going down the list and looking at each of the links and figuring out where can we place a link, that's what we're doing. That help us raise, help spread, fine tune. How can we search? Learn how to search like the pros. Like, we're literally looking at each of the sites. This is a related search. What we can do here is we can put this in here, but actually I want this right here. This is a more authoritative one, so we're going to copy this, and I'm just going to come in here and add that in here and see if it generates something. I'm assuming it auto-generates the page for us. It's going to give us some results. This looks like some type of, I have no idea. I have no idea what they got going on here. But fine-tune, learn how to search like the pros, I guess. I don't know. No content. So we're just going to take a look here. Meanings, shopping, images, all, maps. It looks as though that I don't see any way to create a profile or anything along those lines. These look like auto-scrape sites. So I'm assuming that this brand, how they're getting picked up by a lot of these pages is because they are getting picked up by one main one. So they look like scraper sites almost in a way. Like they're scraping the content, and they're reposting it, and then it's getting distribution, they're getting traffic, and they're giving links. I mean, they're like auto-generated sites. It's pretty typical. So it's like you got to go to each of them and try to place wherever you can. Eventually, you're going to find the heart, and then you'll get all those links. So that's what we're looking. Add and update a site. See this? So they want me to do something, but I'm not going to do it. Example.com. We can search for it here. Similar search, similar sites like. So we can search for this. Add and submit your website. Okay. Site URL. Suggest site to this list. Update site. Okay, so we can add a site here. Add a site. Okay. Looking for the list. Don't know where it is. Only the world will know. Here we go. Similar website. Search like. Okay. Search. Checking. There's the website, and then there we go. See, established website worth is 0. I beg to differ, but we won't talk about that. And then there we go. Business email. You know, that's another piece of it. I guess I better do that now. So you can use this right here. GUERILLA mail. So Gorilla Mail. You can come over here. It's a temporary. Okay. I like the grr.la because it's easy. And then just do like joe@grr.la. And then you click this set. So and then we can just come over here to our page, wherever the heck that page went. You know, like joe@grr.la. Here's the website. Yeah, that one. And then the title, what we're going to do here is we're going to call it cold therapy. You don't have to go this far, but this is up towards the list. And then we'll do Bragg, Don Joy, like these are the brands. Description, you can leave that in there. Cold therapy is in there. Cold therapy, because this site will get picked up. Bragg, Don Joy, right? And then we could submit this. Please check your email. It must be an email address from, oh, it has to be a Gmail. Okay, it doesn't matter to me. Christopher, this is my spam email. If you don't have a spammer, get one. Like if it, sometimes sites will do that. Like it has to be an actual site. Oh, they want it to be from here. So that's fine. Submit. Okay. All right, so that one actually will ride. It got what it wanted. And here's the page right here. So what you want to do is you want to grab this, okay? So that's technically placed. So what we want to do here is when you have your other lists, you're going to need to make a master list. I'll usually just move this over, and there's one. Okay. So that's that, because there's going to be another step. So after you make these types of links, like this particular type, or any type for that matter, once we get done, what we're going to do is we're going to run it through what is called an indexer. I know I never showed you that. You probably have no idea what that is, but that will be one of the next steps. We have a way to do that. So that'll be the next thing, is we're going to want to ping it, either that or we'll run it through an automated tool, which you know about that already. Okay, so in order to get links to it, so we can get it crawl faster. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take it from beginning until end without any jabberjaw, just the job, which is ultra fast, and I'll walk you through the process of exactly what we need to do. Okay, now what we're going to do is come over here, and we are at 37. Okay, so let me just walk you through this briefly. Okay, at 37, at 38 minutes is where it starts, just the easy, quick process. Okay, 38 minutes. And I'll trim this out. All right, so let's start at the very, very beginning. Alrighty, so 38 minutes. So, hey there, I am Chris Palmer, and in today's video, what I'd like to share with you is link building SEO services that are effective at getting you into the link graph. Now, it's no secret, of course, there is a plethora, I mean, literally countless. I've seen lists of hundreds of different types of links, right? But some of the most notable, starting with your comments, your image links, your press releases, citations, you have reciprocal linking, you have guest posting, you have edu links and .gov links. I mean, it literally is endless. Now, at the end of the day, all of these types are derived from the top competitors that are currently ranking for the keywords that you want to rank for. So what I'm trying to get at is I want to walk you through one of the most, that at least what I have found, right? One of the most effective ways to get rank is by following and matching and mirroring what the top performers on Google are doing. Meaning Google is rewarding this site. So once I've matched and mirrored their on page and I've done it slightly better, and then I match and mirror their links, plus I build a couple extra that are more powerful, over time, you start pulling in more keywords and you start to rank. Now, what this process will do right now is I'm going to walk you through from beginning until end a link building SEO service that we've been doing really privately, but we're going to open up to everybody, which is manual link building with the only cause and effect of getting you into the link graph so you can rank higher. Now, for anyone that doesn't understand the value of building any link that the competitor has, let me go ahead and give you a definition from Search Engine Journal of what the link graph is and why it's important. So Search Engine Journal ranking #1, like what is the link graph? They wrote an article for the 30th of 2022. This isn't some 2014 article. This has been relevant since 1997. Since 1997, getting into the link graph has been one of the #1 ways in order to help you rank since 97, right? So in any case, link graphs, and this guy here, I've seen his name a couple times, but in any case, link graphs are important to know about for SEO because they're a fundamental part of how Google understands and ranks websites. Huh? What's that? Right? Search engines create maps of the internet called link graphs. So everything is connected to one another. This is how the web works, and this is how the crawler works, and this is how Google puts value from one site to another. Are you connected to these sites? Are you connected to these? Right? It's called a link graph, okay? Which is an easy way to understand it. And these maps help search engines determine whether or not a site is relevant or low quality and how the site fits into the internet. Link graphs are part of a ranking, and for that reason, it's important to understand what they are and how your strategies make sense with this way of mapping the internet. So, now this is where the third-party tools come in, where they're going to give you metrics like DR and DA and trust flow, and they're giving you credit of that link based on links that are pointing to it, but that's their metric. If you're in a particular space, okay, and I'm sure you've seen this before, you have a top performing website, they have good content, you look at their backlink profile and you're like, wait, this guy has 96 coupon sites. And you're like, how is he beating me? What Google rewards is going to be wildly different than, going and spending $300 a link for DR60 links. Right? Just because it's working over there in that niche doesn't mean that it's going to work here in this niche. So again, one of the first things that I do for my clients is we want to get you into the link graph and we want to load you up with content, and then anything that whatever's left as far as the deficit of backlinks, we're going to utilize guest posts, higher powered links in order to get us there. So this process that I want to share with you and my VA that's going to watch this, Eli, this is for you. I'm going to walk you through quickly exactly what you're going to need to do. So now I've caught you up to speed of why we're doing it. Here's the goal. Here is the process moving forward for you, Eli, and anyone else that maybe wants to get into the link graph and get us a ranking increase. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. The very first thing that I need you to know, Eli, and anyone else, is as we're getting the clients, see, I've been kicking you stuff that's like private, like, okay, this. But as we're getting stuff in, what I'm going to have them do is per keyword, they have to give us 5 to 10 competitors. So when they put in a keyword, what's Google rewarding? Who's there? Our job then is to pull in their backlink profile. So for this instance, we have a particular term. Let's say it's cold therapy break. The top performers are going to be this site, and this site, okay? And this site right here, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to take one of the websites from the list. So in this instance, it was mycoldtherapy.com. The very next step that we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and look at all the active backlinks. So all active backlinks, follow or no follow, doesn't matter. Please note that a follow or a no follow tag is a directive from the webmaster. Google has no respect for what the directive that you're giving it. It does not care. Its job is to spider links, and that's exactly what it does. It follows every link. That's what it does. It crawls links. That's its job, okay? So with that being said, it's hard for us as SEOs to determine and say, oh, this one has power or this one doesn't or that one doesn't. A majority of the top sites have more no-follow links than follow links. Okay. We want to build them all. We want to build a diverse backlink profile that is directly into the link graph. This is the most effective way for us to start ranking a little bit higher, a little bit faster. Okay. So what we're going to do here, Eli, is we're going to go to all. Okay. You'll put in the link here, starting from the beginning. I'm sorry about that. You're going to log into SEMrush, click on Backlink Analytics. After typing in the website name, you're going to click on Backlinks here. Okay, type this in here, the name. Go to Backlinks here. It's going to pull up this information here. It says Backlinks, and then it'll have a number. What we want to do is we want to click on Active. Okay, so that's one sort. So you'll click on Active, All. Okay, so there's follow, no follow, sponsored, and UGC. We want them all. We don't care. And then the next thing is we have this list here. You're going to then click this button, Export, and you're going to export in Excel. All right. Once you export in Excel, what you're going to be brought to is a page that looks exactly like this. Okay. So you're going to download the file. See how I downloaded the file? I downloaded it. It ended up here. You're going to open up Google Drive, and you're going to take this file, and you're going to drag and drop it into here so this looks blue. See how it turns blue? Drop it in, okay? Once you drop that file in, when it opens up, it's going to look just like this, identical to this. What we are looking at are three things, okay? The top three things that we're looking at are going to be the page source, the page A score. So this is the page's authority score. Okay. So that's the first thing that we're looking at is the authority score. The next thing that we want to look at is the source. So that's this one right here. Okay. So you have the authority score, the source, and then there's one more. See this part right here that says external links? When we're looking at, and I'll start from the back and we'll move forward. When we're looking at the external links, if you see a high external link count, the probability of us being able to get a link from that site is really high, okay? Now, we don't have any issues with putting links on pages that are high, but when you start seeing 2,000 or 1,000, at the end of the day, this is not helpful for the client, okay? Every time there's an external, it decreases the value of the page, okay? So it could be high, but when you start seeing 2,000, 3,000, like, you know, come on, right? So we don't necessarily want those with a ton of external links. I know that this is listing page by page. I understand that. But if you're seeing this, like if I see 200, like, yeah, that's a lot, but at least that's telling me that should be easy to get. So what we want to do is we want to start at the very top of the list, all right? And we're going to work our way down in the source URL column, keeping a close eye on those two metrics, external links and page score. If you want to go ahead and get rid of this here, if you want to delete this column, target URL, if you want to delete this column, delete column, and if honestly, if you want to get rid of these columns and just have page score, source URL, target URL, whoops, we could get rid of this column. If you just want to have the authority score, the page source, and the external links, fine by me. However you want to work, whatever works best for you is fine by me. But I need you to keep a close attention to these specific metrics, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down the list. We're going to look at external links, 45. That's within reason. We have an authority score of 23. That's a winner. We're going to go to that website. We're going to copy this URL, and we're going to see where that link is placed. Okay, we want to take a look. Is that link still here? How did it get here? Okay, this looks like a scrape site to me. So there's an originating source that a site like this is grabbing from. Now, as you're working down the list, I'm assuming you're going to find it. Okay. Now, I know that because I just did this, this page isn't going to work. But as you go down your list, okay, you're going to find, okay, the second one, External links is within reason. It's high, but it's not too high. Okay. We have a good authority score, 22, good enough. And the competition has this link. We're going to copy that link and we're going to literally go to that page. Okay. So as you can see, this particular page, which I've already gone to, I typed that page in. And as you can see, when I do a search, it creates this URL, this link for me. Okay. You can then come in here and edit this, but now you've created sitelike.org/similar/ our website, the site that we're promoting. Okay. Now that we've created this backlink, the next step, all right, you're going to literally go site by site by site and try to make a backlink any way you can. You're looking for a way. I'll walk through this again, but say you find one and you're able to place the link like this. All right. How I did this was when you go into here, you can search for the website Ortho Bracing like this. I did a search for my website and poof, it made me a link and it gave me a unique page. Then what I did is I went in here and I edited, but you don't have to go through all these extra steps. Once it's created, make a list. Okay. Like it's all about volume in this particular instance. Okay. We want to make as many as we possibly can that the competition has. That's our goal here. Okay. So we're going to go out here. We're going to take this link here. We're going to copy it. And what I would like you to do, please, is make a list here. Okay. And then just mark that it was a AS 23. So authority score was 22. So it's an authority score 22. Here it is. And then, of course, I want you to mark who has it. Okay. So this is actually coming from my cold therapy. So instead of even writing it, you don't have to do that. You could just change this out and then make it green. You could do it however you want, but we need to keep track of the ones that we place. So if you want to do this, right? If you want to make that like that and then go like this and make this green, that's fine by me. That's probably a better way, but you could do whatever you want. Whatever's best for you is fine by me. But we want to keep track. We need to know where it came from, who holds it, who's the original source, where's the link placed, what's the authority score, and what's the external links on there. Like, what's the value? So that's one link. And then again, we're going to keep going down the list here. So we have this one. I already went to this site. So that's junk. We're going to go to coupons and discounts. Okay. That's the next site on the list. Now, what I did here, just to fill you in, is this is a temporary email. Okay. On a temporary email, you're able to receive emails, but this email vanishes. So my best suggestion is either create another Gmail just for this job opportunity, or you can get a Yahoo, or you could use temp mail, but then, you know, it's good to just have a good email, right? Like, get an email that you don't care about, that you can just fill in for information, because some sites are going to want that email. Maybe you'll have to create an account, whatever. You might need confirmation codes. I don't know. So create an email that you don't care about, that you can get emails for, but make sure it's from a big provider, because some sites won't allow specific types of emails. So make sure that it's a Hotmail, a Yahoo, or a Gmail. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go to the next site. Okay. So we can leave that up. We're going to come into here. Okie doke. So now we're on the cold therapy coupons. So my cold therapy coupons. So what we can do here is, it looks like we are going to be able to, where'd that page go? Okay. So let's type in orthobracing.com coupons. Let's see. Now it's looking like it's auto-generated a page. So let's see here. Let's see if we could type that in here. So you could try it, like https:// search. Like if it's auto-generating a page, great. Okay. Let's click this and see what happens. It just took me into a circle. It's giving me dashes here. But it might go for us. All right, so now what I'm going to do is this, it looks like an auto-generated site. I'm just walking you through some of the process, like what we're going to be doing here. Upcoming events. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the home page and I want to see, please put your keyword. So I'm going to write ortho bracing. Ortho bracing, brag, cold therapy. Okay. Okay. And it should auto-generate. Yep, so ortho bracing. So there we go. It's auto-generating ortho bracing. So now we have another page. Orthobracing.com. Okay. And I'm assuming that at some point it will create, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just take this, copy, and what we're going to do here is we're going to add that to the list. Okay. Because at some point I assume that that will be live, but I'm not sure yet. But it did create a page for us. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just mark that. I'm gonna show you one more, and then I think you have the hang of it. But I'm gonna show one more. All right, so this is coupons.net. They look so similar. I actually think that this is the exact same site, but I could be wrong because you're gonna run across this. Nope, it's different, but boy does it look the same. And I'm assuming that you're going to run across this quite consistently. So ortho bracing. So they're actually getting a link on this page. Yep. Now I don't know where the link is, but it's here. Visit URL. So I don't know where it's at, but our competition has this link. Okay. So what we want to do here is we want to generate that same thing. So we're going to put .com, and what we're going to do here is we're going to type it in. https://www. And then we're going to type coupons. Search. Okay. Now it's putting that up in there. So we will grab that for now, because I assume, yep, they have .net. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that a URL, and then I'm going to come back into here. Oh, they spaced that out. I don't know why, but they did. Search. Look at that. Look how tight that is. Ortho bracing. This one's actually letting us do it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make this page. Look at this. I don't know if there's a limit. There might be. Okay, let's grab this. This one's making pages, so we're going to let that ride. We're going to let it make its pages. Oh, there it is. There's the link. So there you go. Here's the live link right there. Okay, so I don't know if it's blocking those out or what. You got to mess with it a little bit. Here, let's see if we could take this away. And let's see if we can make this page auto. Oh, there's something there. There's something to it. Well, let's just try let's just try this. Let's just try the .com and see if it works. Because it doesn't like those things. Bam. There we go. Alright, let's take this. Copy. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over here. Alright, boom. So there we go. Alright, so that's what we're doing. Now, again, what we need to do here is we're going to make our list. These are hyperlinks, so clearly you could tell that they are live or whatnot. Okay. Now, some of these sites, like those ones that we placed, like, I don't know their system, but place it, grab the URL, we'll run it through the indexer, and we'll move on. Okay. I'll go to one more here. These looks all very, very similar to each other. We already did that one. Here's all coupons. I'll do just one last one. It just so happens that these sites are like coupon sites. So here we go. So my cooling store. Okay, so it's bringing me to this. Here's a promo, see all coupons. Okay. It's looking, visit URL. So it's auto-generating it, but where is it grabbing it? Okay. Rel equals. Here we go. Did you see that? Rel equals, because this is indexing. Oh, recently searched. Okay. I know, that's funny. Search. Boom, it's given the spacing there. Okay. So in this case, it's looking like we could just do this, and it's going to make a hyperlink for us. Now, it made us our page. We have our own page now on this website. And it's given us a link, a redirect link, but a link nonetheless. And no, our competition has this link. So it makes it to the list. The client wants it. They want any link that the competition has. That's the objective here. Doesn't matter. As long as the external links aren't out of whack, and at least this is at least a 10 or better. Like in this case, if it's a coupon, we want these, but that's only because this is client-specific work. But like, see how these lower ones have all this, like, look at these. They're a 1, like, yeah, they're letting us have all these links, but there's 2,000 outbound links on there. Like, let them have this. Like, let's go take a look at this junk. Let's just go see. I'm assuming that it's relatively easy to get a link here, but it's an unsecure website. They have a whole list of crud. Like, this is not what we want. This is unacceptable. Okay? So like this kind of stuff, this doesn't fly. Okay? Like, yeah, they're going to be easy to place, but this is unacceptable. Add your link here. Let's just see how easy it is. Now, if you come to something that's like this and it's fitting in the niche category, the competition has it, it's easy to get, and the outbound links are low, and we're one of the first ones there before it gets a rush, fine. But for the most part, though, like, no, we don't want to list on there. Okay? So, with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this particular training. That's what we're doing. We're doing link raft, link building. That's pretty much about it here. I'll go over here and answer some of the questions. Let me just take a look at this here. Okie dokie. So that was at 58. So 38 to 58. So it's a 20-minute walkthrough nonetheless. 28 to 58. 28 to 58. Eli. Okay. All right. I have to run, but I'll go ahead and run through these. I appreciate you coming in and saying hello today. Thank you so much. Hello, the man, the myth, the legend, Osborne. Good to see you, brother. Great to see you smashing it out as always, mate. It's my pleasure. Glad to help. I hope the family is well. We are great. Today's Friday. This is a big little Chris day. He was called me before. He wants to see me, but I said, hey, buddy, I have to help. You know, that's part of my, it's my job, right? You can't get anywhere. It took me 35 years. Like, it took a long time. I don't want to say 35. Like, so my son was born. My daughter was born in 2008. So probably 2 years after my daughter, I started to really realize that karma's real. And you're only as valuable as much as you can actually help the next person. My life started to become more and more like everything started getting better as I started helping more. Like whether it, and that doesn't matter what your business is. So I don't know. When my mindset changed, my life changed. So I feel that it's just part of my job, you know, like if I could help you, everything will become better. So I'm totally good with it. And him and my son and I are eye to eye on this. So in any case, let's see who I could help. So hello, Jose, good to see you. Misfit, hello. Market Brewer, Chris Palmer showed me that Google's crawler draws a neural network of my website and the size of nodes and representing domain authority. Yes. What's up, Chris? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, Joe. Good to see you. Wasson Kutchup, thank you for your knowledge, sir. It's my pleasure. You have clients in Washington, D.C.? Yes. Yes, I do. Come to the city. We built this city. I do have a client in Washington, D.C. I actually have one that is all over the place. Dude, once we really knock it out of the park, like we were able to take, like, we started playing around with way bigger ideas, but one of the biggest that we've really started to nail is being able to change the intent of a keyword. Usually a term that's a high value term, like $89 a click, that's generally like, say it's we buy something, right? Like we buy cars, right? Like we buy gold, okay? We buy comics, we buy vintage toys, stuff like that, right? Where it's generally not a branded term, but once you can change that switch where your brand is synonymous with the we buy whatever, or, you know, sell your whatever, or cash for gold, cash for jewelry, cash for your cars, you know, owning those types of keywords and making it branded so it's synonymous with your brand. It took us a year to figure that part out. Once we really nail it out of the park, that's going to be one of my best case studies ever. Massive national, a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. That's all I can say at this time. If it is ultra competitive, but once we're so far ahead and it doesn't matter, I'll start talking about it a lot more. Thank you for, but in any case, someone is going to make a business drawing, the diagrams and infographics of Chris Palmer's talks. Thank you. Hello, Prince. Hey, Prince, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, brother. Red Pilled. Hey, Chris, help, please. Can you show how to manage team of 5 to 10 content writers, bloggers, and make them creating quality content with spinning competitors' articles, creating backlinks, and easy to manage? Yeah, man. That word, there's the reason why I laugh is that easy part. Easy to manage. So here's something that I've learned. And here's why I realized that a lot of the bigger brands have everything completely in-house. And the reason is because if you leave a person, because nobody's going to be in your business like you, right? Like you're focused. Like I'll work 14 hours a day. Like the objective is to offer the best product for the best price and help as many people. If they're not happy, either refund them or redo the order, right? And just start cranking. That it's easy it's easy to me, right? Like you can always make right as long as the person lets you, right? Like I can make it right no matter what. So to me, no matter what in business, you can't mess up, because at the end of the day, it's about the end consumer, in my opinion, right? So with that being said, with that ethic in mind, that drive in mind, having them in-house and building that community with you is very difficult to do virtually. Okay. So this is why I started to realize that having an in-house team would make things a lot easier. What do they call that? They call it the, what's the word I'm looking for? Irrelevant. In any case, having it in-house would make it easier, okay? So that's one of the lessons. As far as the content writers, you have to remember that, and I've learned this the hard way, of course, because, you know, at first I was dealing with 2, 3 clients, 4 or 5. You know, I got up to 6 and I was pulling my hair out, okay? Then I started hiring in some VAs. My best friend Eric started helping me. We got up to around 12. I was really losing it. I was like, okay, we canceled off everybody. Let's just keep the highest ticket people, which is fine. Okay. And that's what a lot of people do. You know, single man shows or 2-man shows or 3-man shows, they go high ticket. But the high ticket, if they have the high ticket, they don't necessarily need the help. And that's not the angle that I wanted personally. So in any case, as far as making it easy, remember these things. If you can get it in-house, get it in-house. No one's going to love it as much as you. That's another valuable lesson that I learned. And it's one person per task. So like you're saying, like the content writer can't build links. The link builder can't write content. The link builder can't make outlines for the content writer. Those need to be individual departments. And those are the 2 most important departments to have. Your link building department and your content is very important. And then your right-hand man or woman. In this case, for me, woman, and my best friend too. Yeah, the management and day-to-day stuff will bog you down. It'd be really good to have it in-house. The most expensive isn't always the best. People that you think are, like, you might read that they're really good at content manager, like a content marketer or whatever. But then you realize, well, really, they're actually really good at social media posting, right? So be very selective with the people that you choose, okay? But man, I could probably keep going on for days about these things, these lessons that I've learned the hard way. But those are big ones. Try to get your house in team, 1 person per task, okay? Master the task and then move on. Make sure that they master it. They could do it seamlessly because they'll eat your time or your manager's time. They'll just eat up the time. They're hungry. They're hungry for mess ups, right? So iron that out. And this is another thing. You're never wasting time by going through the process until it's perfect. You're not wasting time. I know you feel like you have a lot of things that you have to do, right? But making sure that you have a competent individual that knows the tasks inside and out and the rest of the process is essential. Oh, and that too. You're not, you know, and you're not, it's not a expense to hire hands, right? Like I was trying to be as lean as I possibly could. Of course, when running services and even managing account, even just GMBs I did for a while, like hiring people does not cost money. It's an addition. You're going to increase production and quality and customer relationship by having more people that have the same vision and drive as you. Like hiring people doesn't actually cost money. It brings back the money that you're paying them plus some. So that was a lesson that I learned. That one took me years to realize. That took a long time. So if any of those help you, man, I hope that helps you out, brother. But get easy out of your mind. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. That you're able to earn money because it's not easy. Putting all the pieces together, the managing, the running, the communication, like it's literally far from easy. You know, but best wishes to you, my friend. It's definitely doable and I'm sure you'll have fun. My job just to check them and manage it. Okay, stressful, and I'm able to post regularly and do as much work. And Man, and that's another one. Like, you're saying that it's stressful. That's your self-talk, man. That's what you're telling yourself. Like, you need to be telling yourself how easy it is. You need to be telling yourself how great it is. And have a clear, big vision. All right, I gotta hurry. I have to hurry here, but we could talk again later. Chase, hey man, it's good to see you, brother. Let me get through these. Janad, dab to you, my friend. Are you recording the stream so we can watch later? Yes. Bill K, you are valuable. Thank you. My pleasure, Bill. Thank you for joining us. Osborne, that's awesome, mate. You helped me a ton. Excellent. Me, hey Chris, hey me. Mavet Yasmaz, how much is it going to take you to master SEO and rank a e-commerce site for low to mid competition? How much is it going to take you to master SEO and rank e-commerce in a low to mid competition? I would start somewhere around 7 to 10. And you could probably do it in 12 to 16 months. So if you got 5 to 10 grand and you got 12 months, you probably dominate a medium competition e-commerce type situation. That's just being realistic, man. Like, you'll get a lot of small wins, but you're talking about winning and ranking like top 3 for a ton of different things. Like, give it a year, throw in 5, 10 grand, you'd be on your way, man. In the US, I don't know about, in the US. So where can I find a sales script for cold calling, selling Google My Business services? That's easy. Well, do you want to follow their script or write your own script? Write your own script. I've given one of my old scripts away in the past. If you check cold calling, one of the ones that we used to use, but these were semi-warm leads. It wasn't literally cold. Like, it wasn't just out of the blue. We probably left emails or sent them a card or something. Synergy. Great content. Thank you, Chris. I respect. You've been a great father. Great work. Keep it up. Thank you, Giorgio. Branded. He retracted it. That's business, baby. I'm so glad it's all coming together, man. Yes, Osborne. Exactly. It's starting to come together. I've screwed up lots. Like, I launched, instead of doing managed, I started doing services in the middle of February, right? So, that there's been a lot of, like, there's wildly different between, like, just me and my best friend and one VA doing managed projects to offering services and running ads and like getting some serious volume for some of the services. That's been very, very tough. And then, some of the stuff early on before we trained up everybody, I had some people doing some of the stuff for us. And then they were falling through, and then my name's on it, so I gotta honor it. It's like you said, though, it's business, baby. Thoughts held in mind, productize their kind, hold their right thoughts. Yes. Any update on link building case study? See, a lot of times, if, say I'm doing something, I'll start it, but then as I get into it, there's a lot of things that maybe I don't necessarily want to show. So that's probably the case. So I love you guys. I got to run. SEOmastermind.org. If you haven't already, it's free. Sign up. It's free. I go in there once a day. I'll go in there even more. I'm hiring a assistant to answer questions and take care of like small little issues, make sure everybody's happy, and make sure that we're always consistently updating new stuff that you can't get anywhere else. And then we're also going to integrate the Facebook group so that way it's combined. We're going to run you guys will see. Aside from that, any types of services, that's services.chrispalmermarketing.com. 100 citations for $20. DR50 links for $40. I'm going to run a promotion, buy one, get one, coming up here soon. I'm not here to pitch. I have services. I have a mastermind, consulting, private consulting. We do managed, we do GMB, we do content. If it's SEO, we do it. Okay. And that's it. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. Hopefully we can work together, or hopefully I can help you with something in the future. Many blessings. Manual link building is coming. Link graph link building is what we're going to call it. manual link building, and I'm training. I have two new American college educated, they're my brothers, so I know they're college educated American assistants, helpers, partners, generating. They're going through the training right now. So we're talking 100% Page Optimizer Pro, SEO optimized, well reading, good content, general content, product content. So our content turnaround is going to skyrocket. The quality is going to go up. Our quality of our link building services are going up. I'm building out private networks as we speak. I'm going to have a magnitude of private, we have 230 sites, and I was doing high volume, low cost, but what we're going to do is more of a mid-tier, higher quality, better designs, that type of stuff. So we can offer that. So that's coming. Better links, better content, better everything. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Oh, better ideas, better mastermind, better tests. We're getting better. I'm almost 6 years in to doing YouTube. And I think we're growing well. I'm very happy. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for your time today, and I'll see you in the next one. Many blessings and have a great day. Goodbye.